Hello again, and I'm back in the shed with these really annoying fairy lights that I've converted to LED and they just do not light up. So it looks like there's a break in the cable. So I've got to find the break. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a power supply, a normal DC power supply, from one end here to in the middle of the string, and that will show me if the fault is in the beginning of the string or at the end of the string. So I've taken this bulb out and I'm going to put a power supply from here to here, which goes round that set of lights. And if these light, I mean these are good. If they don't light, it means the fault's here. And then I'm going to put the power supply from here all the way around, because it loops back in itself, to the other side of the power supply, and that'll prove if this side works. And then I can narrow down the fault by doing that, by just moving this, the bulb I've removed, put the power in, along the section till I come and isolate the fault between an LED, if that makes sense. I wasn't able to get it on camera because I needed 85 hands, but from here to the power supply they lit up. From here away from the power supply they did not light up. So it's in this section, so I can put the LED back in here and then go from the middle in this string, I think. Yeah, no, that works. Right, you see here for instance we've got the LEDs lighting up, so again I know which section it is in. I've taken out the section that I've done, I've cut it again in the middle, so I know that the dead LED or open track must be in these last LEDs here. And here I'm holding the wires on and you can see they don't light up, so I know the fault is somewhere in here. So it's one of these 4 LEDs or the cable. And that's the center of the power supply. So I've got 30 volts based on a current limit, and I've got a 1.2k resistor there. So this LED here, which I've got wire connected to this side, wire connected to this side, it's not lighting, but it's drawing current, so it's drawing 6 milliamps, and the current limit has kicked in, so it's dropped it down to 7 volts. Now, I suspect that's probably gone short, but that wouldn't explain why the lights are dim. Got to remember there's 400 volts across this set. Current limit is of the supply, of course. So, it shouldn't really explain why it wouldn't work, but maybe it could be that. And as suspected, with the power on the other side of the LED, measuring these 2 LEDs here, there is absolutely no current draw. So we are definitely looking for a break in the track, so that shorted LED won't cause the problem. So again, it's in these 2 LEDs here. So I've soldered a wire to the positive side of the power supply on the output, and I've got a wire to the very last LED socket with a resistor in series, and these LEDs are all lit up. There's 1 or 2 that are blown, but that might have been where I've been playing with it, or it could be because we're on 30 volts and it's not quite enough to drive these particular LEDs, but they're passing current, which suggests the wire is good. I've given it a shake, I thought I saw a break in it, but it appears to all be good and working still. So it looks like it's from the very last socket back to the negative, back to the return, which makes kind of sense because this has got a loop in it which was used to hang it up with, so there could be a break here. I'll get a meter on it and buzz it out. Oh, I've just figured out what's going on. So these LEDs are lit dimly, these ones are not, and I've got it on this side of the connector. If I move the resistor onto the other connector, because this side goes down this loop here, which I thought was negative. I thought this went straight from the plug to negative, but if I move that across, so this is on the same connector, I've just moved the resistor to the other pin, because there's 2 pins in these connectors, and half the LEDs are lit really brightly. And what I've realised now is I thought we had one lead that goes from the power supply, this thing, all the way to the end of the string, and then it went back down per light. But that's not what's happening. They're going alternate lights, so you've got positive and negative going to each alternate light on different sides. So half these LEDs are the wrong way around. So I've just now got to swap the ones that aren't lit and put them in the other way around, and then it should work, or something like that. I'm gonna have to have a think, and maybe a draw. I don't know. Oh, it makes me so happy it's lit. So yeah, every other LED needed to be turned round. Normally with these Christmas lights, you have one wire that goes away from one end. Sorry about that. That was my tea delivery. You can't complain, can you? So yeah, so normally with these lights, you have one wire that goes all the way from the one end where the plug is all the way to the end, and then it comes back and loops to each wire, each bulb in series. So all the LEDs effectively face the same way when you convert them. this one they alternate, which threw me a little bit, but they're now working, so I'm happy. And all I need to do is change the plug for something a bit safer, which I shall do later, and then that's all done. So I promise I won't bore you with any more Christmas lights, so I shall see you next time with something a bit different, hopefully. Right, bye for now.